Hello, everyone, and welcome to those of you who are new. And if you're curious as to what I do here, I do a combination of Native American spiritual teachings alongside my wisdom and experiences, and I share them with you in hopes that they will improve the quality of your life and of your own personal spiritual practices. And today I want to do a follow-up of a previous video that I've done called When the Universe Responds, when you ask a question of Creator and of the universe, and then you receive answers. And the biggest questions I received from all of you is, well, it helped, but what happens when you are receiving one of two things from the universe? One can be absolute silence, and the other one is just so many mixed messages that you have no idea where to turn or how do you want to interpret them. So with that, I just thought, well, that's a fair point. So I wanted to talk about that today. So the first thing I want to talk about is when you are receiving silence from the universe. It just, you ask questions and all you get back are the singing of crickets, and you're wondering what happened. And there's a variety of reasons why you can be receiving absolute radio silence upon trying to find out the answer to what you want to know about. And the first thing can be is that you are asking the wrong question. And if you are asking the wrong question, why would the universe give you silence? Well, think about it this way. If you have a question that leads you or sets you in a certain train of thought, and it can completely take you off track, then sometimes the universe will respond with absolute silence because, no, even beginning to entertain you with this conversation because you are set in a way of thinking can completely put you in the wrong direction. And that is definitely when there's going to be the need to change your perspective. So if you find that that's okay, I keep on asking the same question, I keep on getting nothing, then sit down and go, all right, I need to change my perspective with this. What's another way of looking at this? And then you will find that you will have more of a conversation and receiving answers from your spirit guides and from the universe when that happens. But another reason could be that you are looking, I'm going to say, in the wrong place. And what happens is that if you're trying to solve a problem or you're trying to figure out something about a relationship, once again, it's very similar to that idea of the wrong question, because you could be looking in the areas of, say, that there's an issue going on, and you might be looking, say, in the area of emotions when it could be health issues, when it could be something not having to do with you at all. But if you insist on looking in a specific place for your answers, again, say the answer to your question in regards to, say, situation at work, and you're insisting that it has to be something to deal with group dynamics. And maybe that's not the place to be looking. Maybe the place to look has to deal more with the function of the areas of the skills that you need to grow. So this could be another reason why the universe is going, I'm not going to entertain you with an answer because you're going to interpret it through that lens. And another major reason, and we are all guilty of this from time to time, is that your mind is way too noisy. Way too noisy. You're too busy. You're running around. And this would be the equivalent of, imagine trying to have a conversation with someone and you're trying to get them on the run, or they're looking on the phone, or you're trying to talk and they interject 3 gazillion things and they don't let you finish your sentences. So it comes a point that you go, okay, well, you know what? I'll just wait till you settle down until you're really ready to listen. Then I'll start talking to you. So make sure that you create a space where you can be completely present. Shut off the electronics. When I say listen, I'm pointing to my heart as well as to my ears. Listen. With all of you, not with half of your mind or a fraction of your attention. And finally, for the silence that you might have, is that there could be a couple things that also need to be addressed. One of them can be that the timing is wrong. for you to be able to grasp that answer, that from where you are, you're not going to be able to understand what you receive, or getting that answer can completely change a course of a time of events that should happen in the best possible way. And if you think that it's difficult to wrap your mind around, think about it this way. How many times have you not said something because you knew that the person needed to come to that answer to themselves, or if they didn't understand what you were saying, it could completely throw them off course? So to speak of the future is to change it. So we've done that, where it's not a withholding of information, it's a waiting of when that person can truly understand what you're saying so that it can be applied appropriately. And with that also too, when I say the timing is wrong, it could just be a function that you're tired. You know, your mind is tired, maybe you're feeling unwell, and you're not in the best space to be able to do spiritual work because it does require energy. A lot of times people feel that this is simply a mental exercise, and it's completely untrue. The best spiritual work of any type, including asking and receiving answers from the Creator and the creation, is a function of spirit, body, and mind. And if at any point doing this type of work or focus could cause you harm, or could cause for you to come into a state of unwellness, mentally or physically, what have you, then your spirit council and those who walk with you will delay answering you until that you are in better shape. It's no value statement on you as a human being. It's just more of compassionate consideration is what is going on here. So I want to go to the opposite. The opposite of silence is too many messages, and they're like mixed messages. They're all over the place, and you can't sort it out. Just absolutely not. And so I'll go for the most common reasons about this as well. And the number one cause of this is too many questions. Too many questions about too many things, and it's just all over the place. All over the place. And it's not to say that you shouldn't ask these questions, but just like when you have a conversation with somebody here in 3D, ask a question, really listen to what the answer is, and apply it. You know, if appropriate, apply it or sit down with it more, but at the very least digest what you're getting and finish one topic before you start the other one. So if you're flying around wanting to ask about 5 different topics and each topic has at least 5 questions, oh my goodness, you know, and quickly the ones who walk with you at the universe say, and a snatch of this answer and a piece of this and a piece of that, never being able to complete an answer to what you're asking, can come as mixed messages. You know, another thing too that you might find when you are getting this with mixed messages is that you are insisting on repeating the same question too many times because you want a certain answer. You don't like what you're getting, you want to see it a certain way. And so you might find that your spirit council and your guardian spirit will give you mixed messages. Fine. You know, you are insistent on not listening, so I'm just going to give you gibberish. Sorry, I guess it's that one saying, if you insist on being stubborn, then you cannot stubborn the universe. You can try it, but I don't think you're going to be very successful with that. Another thing that I find is very prevalent is using an incorrect method in order to receive an answer. So this goes more along the lines of, yes, it's good to be able to channel and to intuit messages, but there's nothing wrong with using different tools that can help you, whether it be cards or things like this. What I find a lot of times, and especially I'm going to use card decks as an example, is that they will pick a deck. Somebody might pick a deck where, say, they want to ask deeper karmic questions. But the deck that they pick doesn't deal with that at all. It might deal with positive affirmations, which would not have within its scope the ability to talk about things that can be painful or shadow work. So in essence, it's using the wrong tool for the job, something that doesn't have the capacity to grasp vocabulary and translate it to the way that you need to receive it. So it's not so much that the universe and those who walk with you are not capable of responding. It's just, again, imagine that you're trying to repair your computer and then you insist on pulling a cookbook. Good luck. It's not going to work. So paying attention to the tool or the method that you use is capable and has within its framework the ability to respond to you what you need in the way that you can understand it. The other thing I have to say too, which is very, I guess to say a cousin to that last one, is asking the wrong helper. So this is common in 3D as well, where, say, if you have an issue where you want to know about how to do better at work, but then if you insist on asking somebody whose scope is more dealing with, say, the healing of animals or the growing of plants, they might draw some analogies, but it won't be completely applicable to what you need to know. So just like you would not ask, somebody who is helping you with your garden on how to, say, fix a computer. So it is here. So pay close attention to when you are asking your questions and say, well, can't the universe just respond? Yes, but if you're, again, looking for specific help, and you are seeking from a specific guide, whether it be an angel of healing, a goddess of mercy, or what have you, then begin to research. Take that time to truly explore and understand who you're asking the question of, that they are a divine or sacred being that watches over that area and can respond in kind, because the divine and sacred beings have their areas that they watch over. And just like here, you have your go-to people that know certain things. You can ask for things or questions outside of their realm. You might get answers, but they're not going to be complete or comprehensive. So you have to go here. And I have to say, one of the other aspects that I see from mixed messages is when there is just too many variables. So say that what you're asking about, say it's about your future, whether it be the future of a business or the future of a relationship of any type, and you're not the only thing that's, flowing in the river. It could be that person's life, the people they're attached to, their careers, so many factors that are going on that there's nothing that has gelled yet. So say if you're asking, well, how is this going to turn out? And you keep on getting mixed messages, then pay attention that, if it's not where the timing's off, it's inappropriate to know. It can also be a factor that there's too many things that are in motion to have anything gel yet. And that includes, as I'm alluding to, that there's too many factors. That what you're asking has so many moving parts that being able to just ask a general question would be not being able to get a complete answer. So say, for example, one that I'll mention to you is if you'll say, well, what will the weather be tomorrow? To a meteorologist, I want to know exactly, how it's going to be. Well, they can't give you an exact answer because there's the factors of pressure, atmosphere, the heat, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, the spinning of the earth, whatever. That there's so many factors that to answer that without saying, okay, you're going to get this type of weather because of these factors are in play, is the way to get beyond that. So when you find that there's too many mixed messages, because there is too much in flux, too many factors. In order to move through that, you can ask, okay, within this flux, what may I do to participate, if it's appropriate, to help to produce the best possible outcome? Or there's too many factors, you could say, well, what factors should I be focusing on, again, to produce the best possible outcome? And it wouldn't hurt to say, and when was a good time to jump in? So I know that's a lot of information, but I would be happy to help you. I do a lot of mentoring, and I hold classes in regards to developing your intuitive gifts, your spiritual gifts, and of course, to be able to interpret with accuracy what are these messages. And of course, I do readings. So if you'd rather just, want to find out, I'd be happy to help you with the reading as well. And you can find out about this or schedule yourself via my website, which is eagleskyfire.com. And I'm working very hard and being able to produce virtual classes and videos, which will be available this autumn. So if you haven't signed up for my newsletter, which again you can do via my website, if you do, I will be happy. You'll be one of the first kids on your block to know when I roll out these new classes and so forth. So I always love spending this time with you. And once again, if you have any comments or thoughts about this, I'd love to hear about them. And if you found this video useful, please give it a like, subscribe, and share. It really helps me out, and I truly appreciate it. And so, my friends, until we get to talk again, don't forget to just enjoy asking your questions of the universe. Pay attention if you're getting silence or mixed messages. And until we meet again, thank you so much. Wanishi, take care. Bright blessings.